channel and the Beyond the Gates Watchers Club edition, episodes 50 and 51. This show is the hotness. And before I proceed with speaking more about how I enjoy watching the show, I have to say that I am speaking on the characters being played and not on the people personally. It is so good. I enjoy this. So we're going to keep it moving and get to grooving. Now, the Leakin' Lurch. She had the nerve to walk in at Nicole and be in Nicole's house. I thought something was about to go down. Like I said before, she was acting like she's a side piece in distress. I'm sitting up here coming in there trying to relate to Nicole. Nicole handled it like she was supposed to. I thought sure, though, that she was going to call the police or there was going to be some, confrontation type of situation. But, no. But she stood toe-to-toe with her and said, get out, because she was sitting up there acting in the first place. She had to be ashamed of herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, how she just going to come around and just be loose like that and just go all up beyond the gates and in the gates and in between and just get all in there in people's business? I mean, isn't it enough for her? Oh, she definitely got a disorder. Next, Mona. Mona at the casino. Oh, honey, she was looking for her. She was looking for Leslie. And, of course, they only deal with only certain things. So the guy did encourage her to sit down at a table because they only got tables. But, she had to retract that story of what Leslie was talking to her earlier about how she won on slots. She found out there wasn't no slots, but when she turned around and saw Eva was sitting down at the table, the girl was hot playing poker, honey. And so when she sat down at the table, Eva didn't know and looked over at her and was like, you don't seem like you are the poker type. Now, I don't know. Eva might have a couple of different disorders as well because, I'm unsure. I don't even know. I don't know if she's real or not. Like, is the DNA test accurate? Is all the stuff right? I don't know if they've just conjured up everything and just faked everything. Everything is questionable now. But anyway, she had to go turn in them poker chips, honey. She was making some profit that evening. But what Mona found out was that, she still had that house key. So she said, give it here. The girl turned it in. I didn't know what else plans she might have had. And so when she spilled her little sad story, Mona looked at her and you could see the anger in Mona's face. And she just touched her on the arm and said, good. In other words, honey, too bad, baby. Because, she had the opportunity to be as grown as she is to kind of help in the situation and prevent situations. But she just let it roll right along. So nobody's liking her right now. And then, oh gosh, I enjoyed how Nicole checked her. Knew that was good. She's holding up, handling that really good. Now, Danny, she came by to visit Ted, and honey, she had a few words. I was like, okay, Danny. Danny was letting her know something, honey. And while she was going through that conversation and preparing to leave, there was Anita at the door. So they had the same thing in mind, and they had to come and talk to Ted and let them know, hold her up. You know what I'm saying? How they hurt, the members of the Dupree family, the whole thing. Like, he's the cause of all things. And Ted is, like, handling that, too, because, everybody's in on him. So he didn't know a lot. So we were looking at the DNA test, birth certificate, all that. I'm thinking, this could be fake. I don't even know. There's going to be a lot to do and investigate. And Joey, he's still at Vanessa. And so he stepped up to her while she was at the Uptown. And Danny saw it. She turned around, but she was into, having that conversation with her mother at the table about the situation after they went there to go have a drink. And so Vanessa, she was like, she had to turn him down, honey. She turned Joey's proposition down. I was like, all right now. All right. But, Slick Joey, ain't no telling what else he'll have planned as far as that's concerned. And Dr. Doug, he is slipping. He is slipping with them flashbacks. He got them gambling habits, just taking over his entire life. He owe money. I wonder how much he do owe, though. He owed Joey, but he has not disclosed everything to his wife. And I think he sure needs to try to do that real soon because something is happening. And so here we go. And so Kat and Ted, ooh, I love how they went to go see about their mama, honey. And they had to check on her. And they learned that the lurking leech had went over there to the house. So that was like, what? And Kat is like, I mean, it is not even funny. It's just, ooh, this dynamic is just, ooh, but it made me explode. Oh my gosh. And I love how when Mona went over to see, I can't even name all the names she got, but you know, that's why I dubbed the name the Lurking Leech. She went over there to see her, and I love the statement when she said, it said, hell was made for people like you, Leslie, and enjoy the burn. Woo, her world was about to be tumbling down. Oh my gosh. And then Ted will show up at the door much later or in between there somewhere. And, you know, she was opening the door like she was happy, like he was coming to make her a priority. That woman dangerous, honey. I was like, wait, Ted, you need to get on up out of there. Oh, I forgot he knows Dana. I'm confused. So like we say, it's either Leslie, Dana, Jackie, Anna, Nurse, you know, whatever her name is. So she got the label as the Lurking Leech. That's how I'm going to refer to her when I'm giving these little reviews and when I'm watching the show. So, yeah, it's that good. I don't know why Ted keep giving her chances. I'm not getting that. And then Shanice showed some concern toward Dr. Doug because, you know, she noticed some things. So I was glad to see her, you know, do that. She was concerned because, you know, Dr. Doug seemed like he was slipping a little bit. So, ooh, the show was good and I can't wait. And episode 51 just summoned everything up. Ooh, Caroline had checked the Lurking Leech at the Orphe. I mean, everybody's, you know, starting to realize a whole lot of stuff. Nobody want friends like that because real friends don't use each other like that, you know? And it's like, oh my gosh, sitting up there with all that, you know? I was happy about that. And Derek and Ashley, they going through some space issues, but it's all right now. They just moved in together. They trying to keep it together, so keep on rolling. Somebody's got to have some happiness somewhere among all this stuff that's going on. And so Ted, he's trying to establish that relationship with her, and it's just awkward. This ain't the time. And they're going to show up at the country club hand in hand with Eva. And then it just so happened that Nicole and Danny, they just walked in on it, and it was like, oh my gosh. And then here it is. Who's this person coming around? Anastasia. She is an elite, what am I trying to say? I guess she's like one of those elite neighbors that's been snubbed and slighted because she didn't get invited, you know. And so she be talking, and so it looks like she's the country club gossip columnist. So it was funny how she just went over to Ted and everything. Well, Ted was sitting there with Eva. And, you know, she trying to come on to Ted and everything by making a lip filler appointment. You know what I'm saying? At his clinic. So, you know, she just... she ain't got nothing good to say, honey. She went over to the Dupree table when they was all sitting there. Vanessa and Danny and Nicole talking about, you Dupree women sure know how to pick them, honey. And she felt like, we betrayed women need to stick together. I'm sitting up here, honey. Shoot, Nicole's about to get up and get ready to go. You know, it's just going to be difficult, you know. I was glad to see Eva get up and go, though, because, you know, she ain't able to be handling all that. Nobody likes her. I'm thinking maybe her and Haley are going to be friends sooner or later, and not really friends, but, you know, you might feel like they might got something in common. Who knows what's next, you know. But Slick Joy, I am wordless on that matter with him right now. So I have to say that the Revenge Project Review Coordinator, which is Leslie, Dana, Jackie, Anna, Nurse, whatever her name is, she is about to explode. Because when Eva sat down at the table with her mother to try to beg to come back home and everything like that, she is blaming that girl for everything and didn't want her in the first place, and is upset that she's, have some compassion for her dad for Ted, and you know she's off the hinges, and so this is gonna be. Oh, I'm looking forward to what's next. I mean, gosh, I just enjoyed this show. So I'm just speaking about that, and I think everybody who's playing all them characters is doing an excellent job. I enjoyed watching it, so I did a double and looked at the show. So hey, there's my review right there, and this is Auntie approved. I'm looking forward to the next episodes. Stay tuned.